Well, hello and welcome to Elville and Associates and the law offices of Gary Greenwald's 2020 client event on-demand video presentations. We're pleased you joined us. We're privileged to have Mr. Daniel Silva with us today, fitness training supervisor with the Columbia Association's Supreme Sports Club. As a fitness professional, Daniel has dedicated his life to helping individuals of all walks of life transform the way their bodies look, feel, and function. His unique approach to implementing life-changing processes with a balance of simplicity and attention to detail has been his motivating force in the fitness industry. Daniel grew up in the Washington, D.C. metro area, received his bachelor's degree in health and exercise sciences from Gettysburg College, and as a certified personal trainer since the age of 19, enjoys sharing his love of fitness to other fitness enthusiasts as well as fitness professionals. As a fitness entrepreneur, he has been featured in national publications, including the Washington Post, for his involvement in health and wellness initiatives in the community. Currently, Daniel continues to fulfill his lifelong goal of transforming lives one rep at a time with Columbia Association as the fitness training supervisor of Supreme Sports Club. So today we're going to change things up a bit as Daniel's going to be taking us through a virtual workout titled the Work at Home Workout. And I'm going to be the subject of that workout here at my office in Columbia. So Daniel, I'll turn it over to you and let you explain a little bit more, and we'll go ahead and get started, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeff, for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to having a great workout with you, as well as answering any questions about working out at home, overall, any fitness or exercise questions that we'll be able to discuss today. The purpose of this workout is to kind of give solutions to what's going on in the current pandemic state. We do understand that a lot of people are feeling the need to stay more at home or find other at-home solutions for fitness and exercise versus going to a health club. So virtual personal training is our solution here at Columbia Association for all of our members and clients, giving them the opportunity to still continue their workout at the safety and comfort of their home, or in our situation today, even at the office. So today's workout is going to be very simple movement patterns just to help get you off standing away from your desk, as well as doing a few mobility and strengthening exercises to energize you throughout the day.
Well, that sounds great. Well, I've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning and it's currently 1:15, so I could use a little bit of a workout. So I'm looking forward to this. So let's go ahead and get started, okay?
Wonderful. All right, let's get set up.
All right.
So the great thing about this workout, all you really need is a simple chair. As long as the chair is nice and sturdy, it's going to be a good chair for you to use. Jeff is in his office using a simple desk chair. And we'll start off with a very simple total body exercise called the overhead chair squat. So using your chair, you are going to grab a seat right at the edge of it. And the goal for the overhead chair squat is to keep our arms up, maintain a very good posture as we stand up, and then on the way back as you sit down. So arms up, chin lifted, keep looking straight up and down as you stand. Wonderful. The chair squat is working the lower body with the legs, but also with the arms above the head. It is working our posture, keeping the shoulders open, chin lifted. We're going to do about 7 to 14 reps of these. Most important thing is keeping your feet flat on the ground throughout the squat. Beautiful, Jeff. Let's do a few more.
What should my breathing be like?
Good mobility in the shoulder. How does that feel, Jeff?
Feels good. What should my breathing be like when I'm doing something like this?
Wonderful. Well, as you're standing up and you're reaching up towards the sky, we would like for you to inhale. It helps just lift up your diaphragm. As you're sitting down, you would exhale.
Okay. Very good.
Beautiful. The next one is going to be a chair plank. Ultimately, this can be done off of a chair or on the ground. So the chair plank is simple. Hands are going to be on the chair. You're going to be in a nice push-up position. And then we're going to add the mountain climber in that position. The goal is to keep your core engaged. Don't let your hips sink down during the towards the ground. Beautiful. Let's rock. Driving one knee up. The knee could either hover or the foot could touch the ground as a simple modification if the hovering is too hard. This is the ultimate core exercise. The benefit is just strengthening the abdominal wall as well as the lower back. Let's do a few more. Every time you do a knee drive, focus on a nice, simple exhale. Great job, Jeff. Way to keep your body nice and straight. So that is the chair plank with mountain climber. The next one is a stationary lunge. Now, the stationary lunge is a very good exercise if you have any pre-existing knee or hip or ankle issues versus going up and down in the lunge position. You're just going to stay stationary. So one leg in front, we'll go with the left foot in front, right foot back. Notice that my back heel is nice and high. And the goal is to just bend that back knee in a position where you're comfortable and hold that lunge, shoulders back, chin lifted. A good 14-second hold. If you're strong enough, maybe make it all the way up to 30 seconds. But keeping a nice straight core, good posture, chin lifted. Let's go a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and just step right back up. Shake out your legs a little bit, and then switch legs. Most important thing is keeping the front foot nice and flat on the ground. Back heel nice and high. Core engage and lower. You should feel 80% of your body weight on your front leg and 20% of your body weight on the back leg. If you feel any pain or discomfort in the knees, go into a range of motion where you're pain-free. And then from there, we'll just build and increase our mobility. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and step up. Good. So that's a stationary lunge. We've now done a few strengthening exercises for both upper body and the lower body. Now we're going to transition into some mobility movements. So the first one is a standing half moon. You can bring your feet together for me, Jeff. Beautiful. You're going to turn your palms forward. You're going to reach up to the sky, interlock your fingers. All right, with your fingers interlocked, inhale and reach straight up to the sky. Push your hips to the left and reach to the right. Beautiful. This is a shoulder stretch. It's a torso stretch. Kind of gets us out into a long spine position, especially after spending a few hours sitting down and typing. The back starts to round a little bit. Inhale back to center. Beautiful. Squeeze your legs together again. Inhale and reach up one more time. Go to the opposite side. You shouldn't feel like you're crunching down on that side. You should still feel a lot of length on both sides of your body, pushing your hips away to the opposite side. Inhale, reach one more time, and then back to the center. Beautiful. You can bring your arms down. And that's the standing half moon. Very good for the shoulders and the spine. The next part, the next mobility exercise is going to be a hamstring stretch. The hamstrings get really, really tight whenever we're in a seated position. So standing up periodically to do a hamstring stretch is going to help increase the mobility there. So you'll start by putting your heel on your chair. And whether or not the knee is bent or fully extended, that's fine. The most important thing here is flexing the toe back towards you, maintaining a straight spine, extending your arms straight ahead, and the movement comes from the hip. So just hinge at the hip, maintaining a nice, proud posture. You should be looking straight ahead and not down towards your foot. And you should feel a nice, gentle stretch on the hamstrings. From here, you would inhale back up and then switch legs. For those of us that have any lower back or upper back pain, a lot of the times that pain and discomfort comes from tightness in the muscles around that area. So lower back pain can be associated with tight hamstring as one of the causes. So taking the time throughout the day to stretch out your hamstrings, something that you can do all the time. Beautiful right there. You can release that leg, come back standing. That was the standing hamstring stretch. Last but not least, we're gonna do the seated quadricep and hip flexor stretch. So you can grab a seat, and all you're gonna do is cross your right foot over your left leg. We call this a figure 4 position. And right here, maintaining a nice straight spine, reaching up with both hands. You're just gonna, again, hinge from the hips a little bit. Wonderful. That forward hinge is gonna put a little bit more emphasis on the hip and the IT band. Once you get a nice stretch, you can come right back up into upright position, uncross the right leg, and reverse on the opposite leg. Make sure you flex that toe back. Flexing the toe kind of protects the knee, puts the emphasis on the hip. Reach up with both arms and lean forward. Beautiful. That's the seated quadricep stretch. Those two stretches, the standing hamstring and the seated hip and quad stretch, are really great, especially after several hours of sitting down, just to open up the hips and the lower back, and just get you back ready to finish off the rest of your day.
Well, that certainly is helpful because I could feel a lot of tightness in virtually every area that we worked on here in just a short time here, Daniel.
Well, you're a great client. A lot of these exercises, especially the first 3 for the strengthening, can be done for time, maybe 30 seconds to a minute worth of squats and mountain climbers and lunges. And as you build your endurance, that you can build more and doing more sets or increasing the duration of the reps.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. I had a couple questions I didn't want to run by you. Been thinking a lot about, my own personal health, especially during this pandemic, and I've done some personal training before. As a fitness professional and a personal trainer, can you tell me a little bit, and our viewers a little bit about, some of the benefits of working with a personal trainer?
Wonderful, absolutely. The biggest thing that we talk about when it comes to fitness and exercise is consistency and knowledge. So when I work with clients, I try to help them build the lifestyle of activity, fitness, and wellness, holding them accountable to whatever goals that we create together. And so once we now have goals that we created, the question is using the right knowledge base to help implement the workout and implement that new lifestyle in the safest and most effective way possible for that individual. In life, we have a lot of type A type people who are very motivated, and they can kind of get themselves up to do a lot of different aspects, whether professionally and personally. But the fitness thing sometimes just requires a little bit of motivation and knowledge from somebody externally to get you started. And depending on how well you continue after you get that start, then we can decide if it's going to be a longer program working with a trainer or just something that gets you that initial push. But we know that if we can avoid frustration through failure, and if we can avoid any form of injuries that will set us back on the motivation level, that we're on the right track. So for me, that's the biggest thing, is to make sure, A, we keep that motivation, we set the lifestyle, but most importantly, we do it in a way that is safe and effective per the individual.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Just coming from, again, somebody that's done personal training not for a good while, I need to get back into it. I think the accountability part is something that has been big for me. Having somebody that's there, kind of pushing you, and I'm one of those people that needs to be, pushed a little bit. if I am working with a personal trainer and have a session on, once every week or every, 2 times a week, and I'm supposed to get to the gym, 2 times in between, sessions, I want to make sure that I'm following up on my, I think responsibility to, be a good student and a good, a good, I guess student is the right word, for my trainer and for myself. Since I've invested a lot of time and, efforts in working with that person and that trainer. So a couple other questions I had for you real briefly before we close is, related to sleep, is the first thing. Sleep is a big issue for a lot of people, including myself. Since I'm an early riser and probably don't get enough sleep, how much sleep would you think is the ideal amount of sleep for a person? I guess it really, probably differs and changes based on the individual, but can you talk a little bit about the importance of sleep, especially in this time when a lot of people are struggling and have a lot of stress and maybe aren't getting the sleep that they need to be healthy?
Absolutely, absolutely. Sleep is very important. All the big things and all the big changes that come with a healthy lifestyle occurs when your body is actually at rest and recovering, and not necessarily during the workout. So we always tell our clients that if you're not getting enough sleep and then you add another stressor of exercise on top of the lack of sleep, it actually could be a detrimental stimulus to your body. So the first thing is knowing that there isn't an ideal number. I know we've heard like 8 hours or whatever. There is a range per individual, but we all know that at least 6 hours of sleep up to that 8 or 9 hour range might fit ideally for most people. My biggest suggestions to individuals is how you sleep. Number one, if you can set some sort of a schedule of getting to bed, that's the first step to improving your sleep amount and quality. I know we're all working hard, and now that we're at home working virtually, you can pick up your computer and work until endless hours. But having a sharp cutoff time where you're stopping both your professional and personal things and saying I'm going to attempt to be in bed at this time is going to be the first step. And then secondly, while you're trying to sleep, turning off any additional stimulus around you, both television, cell phones, even putting those on night mode prior to trying to get some sleep. Just trying to cut back on the stimulus is going to improve the quality of the sleep that you are getting.
And to that question and to that end, is there such a thing as getting too much sleep?
I think it very rarely could we say we're getting too much sleep with the lifestyles that we live. Rest is important, but if you do feel like your energy levels are low, then increasing your exercise and activity levels will actually help you function better with less sleep. So that's another, like the other side of the equation, is that not having a lot of energy and feeling the need to sleep a lot is directly correlated with our metabolism and our hormones. And those things can be improved with just a simple 15, 30 minutes of activities on a daily basis.
Okay, makes good sense. And last question I have for you is related to the amount of water that we should be drinking on a daily basis. This is something that has always been discussed with me when I'm always been working with a trainer. Can you talk about the correct amount of water intake we should be having as individuals, and what other drinks we should be trying to stay away from to maintain a healthy lifestyle?
Wonderful. Another great question. So the water question or subject matter is similar to the sleep one. It varies based on the individual. If you're a larger individual, you would want to consume a little bit more water, but trying to get at least 32 ounces a day is a good place to start. Some people might require a little bit more. Some people are going to struggle to get the 32 ounces. So what I always do is just try to increase the amount of calorie-free and chemical-free beverages that we're drinking. If we can make a concerted effort on a daily basis to say, am I drinking something that has a lot of calories, or am I drinking that has a lot of stimulants, lots of caffeine or sugars or things of that nature? finding a way to reduce those things is going to be a great place to start. And in turn, replacing those beverages with water is going to be a good place to really get your body reset and get your body back into that proper balance.
Well, terrific. Daniel, a consummate professional, thank you so much. How can people reach out to you if they have further questions, want to talk with you further about your services? Please share.
Yes, wonderful. The easiest way to reach me is going to be by email. It's very simple. It's daniel.silva@columbiaassociation.org. Silva is spelled S-I-L-V-A. So daniel.silva@columbiaassociation.org. Or you can just check out our website, columbiaassociation.org, fill out a form, and just mention that you're interested in learning more about personal training, both virtual training or anything that we have spoken on today, and they will definitely get you in contact with me.
Okay, great. Well, I feel great. I'm gonna have a great afternoon. Thank you so much. And we'd like to thank you for being part of our 2020 Client Event On-Demand video series, and hope you enjoy our other content we have available. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.